Hey, Mike Brooks here, and I want to welcome you to the Nuclear Chowder Show. Glad to have you here today. And we're talking today about blogging and getting good at blogging. You know, years ago I used to talk about this stuff. Nobody knew what I was talking about. And today I talk to business owners, and a lot of business owners are coming to me, and managers of businesses are looking for advice on how they can get involved in blogging. And that's a fantastic thing. And I've been kind of preaching it for the past few years that content is king, content is important, and having a blog is the best way to keep your content fresh, and your website is going to get a lot of love from Google for it. It's just great. I mean, there's tons of great reasons, building credibility, building authority. I mean, I've talked about this ad nauseum. You can go back and see plenty of old posts and old shows that I've talked about why it's important to create content. But today I want to talk about how you can become really good at blogging, because that's one of the questions that I'm getting now. It used to be like people didn't talk about blogging. Now they're asking the question, how do I become a good blogger? And I want to give you my tip for going out this weekend and becoming, or this week, or today or tomorrow, and becoming a great blogger. Now it's going to take some time and effort. It does take some work, but I promise you it's easy if you do it, and it's actually fun to do. And this is kind of, there's a great book out there Stephen King wrote years ago, and I think it's Stephen King on writing. I'm not quite sure what the name of it is. That might be the name of it, but I'm not positive. But he wrote it about how to write, and he's very smart about that. And one of the things that he's always said, and plenty of writers say the same thing, is if you want to become a great writer, great writers read. Great writers are great readers. That's what I meant, right? So you've got to be a great reader. So to become a great blogger, you're going to have to go out there and find some great blogs and become a voracious reader, and bring all that information into your mind, and that's why I said you're going to love it, because listen, you're going to be blogging about what's important to you, your business, what you do for your business, right? If you're a plumber, you're going to be writing about plumbing, and that's important because you should be feeding your mind anyway. So blogs have a certain rhythm and a certain structure. They're put together in certain ways. They have certain blogs are better than others. So the way to understand how to put your blog together and what to write, how to write it, is to read. So what you do is you go out there and find some blogs in your niche. And it's really simple. I create like a directory on my bookmarks or my favorites on my web browser called Blogging. And I save every time I find a blog I like, I save it in that folder so that I can go back and read that stuff. And essentially what we're looking for is people who are authorities on my niche. And that's the cool thing, because you are an expert at what you do. Your business is your expertise. So you're going to know who's good and who's bad. And you want to make sure you only are following and reading people in your niche who know what they're talking about. Okay, so if you're a doctor and you're going to go read other blogs by doctors that do the same kind of have the same kind of practice that you do, or practice the same kind of medicine, you want to make sure that the ones who you're following are not, number one, not overly advertising. It's okay to promote and market in your blog. You should, but if all they ever do is buy this, buy this, buy this, you want to stay away. And you want to make sure they really know what they're talking about, and that it's interesting. That what they're writing about is interesting, and you're going to know this better than anybody else. So start reading these guys, and you're going to get a great idea of how to write your blogs. And you're going to see, listen, if you go to this one blog, and that person, every time he posts something, he gets hundreds and hundreds of comments, and people are sharing his stuff, and you can see that blog gets a lot of traffic. Now you've got a perfect person to model, right? So there's a lot of tools out there that you can use to do this, and the simplest way to do it is just go to Google and type in your industry blogs, right? Blogs in my industry. If I'm in, I follow social media blogs, so I might go out and go, best social media blogs, and typically the ones that are the most popular are going to come up, and once I read them, then I know if they're good or they're bad right away, because I'm an expert at this stuff. So from there, you'll be able to follow things. So you may find an author in the search engines, right? You find a blog that you like, and he references another blog, or he talks about a place where he wrote another, maybe guest blogged on this other place, and you're going to go to that place. So you'll find that you'll kind of from there, you're going to springboard into a lot of different places, and you'll have your favorites. And just read on a regular basis. I read all the time, and it gives me ideas. It keeps me educated, and and the thing is like, especially if there's a trending thing, like the other day, Facebook announced their new home for Android, for the app that's going to be, it's only a couple days old. You may have not even heard about it yet, but it's all over the blogosphere. It's okay to write about something that's hot, and that's a great way to do it. And if you can find a counterpoint to somebody, you can get some pretty good attention. There's a thing I use, and I'll put a link in the blog post that I'm writing here, that's really valuable, a really great place for you to go and learn about blogging. And it's called Triber, TRIBERR.com. It's a community of bloggers. My friend Dino Dogan is one of the co-founders of Triber. These guys are top-notch. They've created this system where you can set up an account, you attach your Twitter account to it or Facebook, all your social media to it, and you become members of tribes. So you find bloggers on Triber that complement you. You join their tribes, or before you can join, you might follow some tribes, and you can then reblog. You can take them and put them in your own blog. So if you don't have your own content and you find a blogger that you really like in Triber and something like Triber, you can actually reblog them in your blog, and they show up as almost like a guest blogger, or it looks like you're curating them. And that's a great tool. But if you really want to find a lot of bloggers, that's a great blogger community, and there's plenty of other stuff out there. So that's my tip, man. Go and read blogs. I promise you, if you do this, you're going to become really good at blogging. There's two components to becoming a good blogger. It's really this simple: is read a ton of blogs and write a ton for your blog. Or video. I'm doing a video blog, right? So reading blogs and blogging on your blog. It's just that easy. Now there's certainly we can dig down and we can go and do a study on this, or do a training course I could do a training course that goes hours and hours and hours on the intricacies of blogging and techniques, advanced techniques. But on a basic level, that's all you need, and you will get really good at blogging. So thank you for tuning in to the show, and if you have a comment, please let me know what you think of this. If you have a question on blogging, certainly leave a comment here, and please share this. Do me a favor and share this, because I'm sure you know some other business owners who are having struggles with getting a blog started, and this can really, really help them out. So I appreciate you being here, and I'll talk to you on the next one.